you know what? I definitely think I'm more of a Michael and I'm less of a Mikey. Whereas you are much more of a Mikey.
Well, you see, I can't stand Michael. I hate it.
See, I hate Mikey. There we go.
Oh, so you want me out of your life, and I'm just a dead man walking.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, what's going on?
Not much. We are just chilling,
Yeah.
man. Stoked.
You guys have similar names?
We do. We are pretty similar. I don't usually go by Mikey, but you know, it's
Well,
close enough.
I literally just asked Trent that before because you're known as Mikey, and then I said to Trent, "Are we referring as Michael or Mikey?"
It's weird. I've never asked to be called Mikey, and people do it anyway. So I've never, I'll never be like, oh, that's not great. But you know what? I definitely think I'm more of a Michael and I'm less of a Mikey. Whereas you are much more of a Mikey.
Well, you see, I can't stand Michael. I hate it.
See, I hate Mikey. There we go.
Wow.
Well,
Great.
you have Michael and I'll have Mikey. We're all happy days.
Living our own. Yeah.
And Luke, you just be Luke.
You're doing great.
Got it. Yeah.
Welcome to the party, Luke.
There's no way to shorten it or make it longer. Or
Maybe Lukey.
Yeah.
Lukey, nah. Are you both well?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh my God, you can see our reflections in the mirror.
Yeah, I can see exactly what's going on.
On the screen.
We're just hanging out in our lair.
Yes, a little purple cave.
Are you guys in Oz or still overseas?
Still overseas?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's home for you, for all four of you?
Yeah, we live over here now, and then we kind of come back and forth between Sydney and Australia when it allows, and we actually haven't been back since the lockdown. We were just saying this visa stuff is the main reason.
If you want to sink 10 minutes into visa
Yeah,
talk,
I'd be down to take the rest of the interview to talk about visa.
What do you mean visa talk? Because shouldn't you guys be able to get in easy?
Well, it's the US that's the problem.
Oh, the other way. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Right. All right. Well, I mean, there's Zoom. There's always Zoom, I suppose.
There you go. Man, Merry Christmas, family.
Hey, we'll talk about the brand new track 2011, which is very cool. And I feel it's a little bit different vibe for you, but we'll talk about that. But you guys being, well, I guess, do we say back together? Because there was that rumor that you were splitting. And I get, well, I didn't believe it, but I mean, what was going on? Because two of you, I know you, Luke, you went on your own, did some solo stuff. What was going on through that past few years?
So perfect, standing there in my American apparel underwear, and I know now.
we as a band we realized that we're going to be at home for a long time. I think each of us sort of took a chance to either make music or hang out or do both. And that's kind of where mine and Ashton's, side projects came into it.
Sure.
And I think it's just a creative outlet, and I think for this band, we've just celebrated our 10-year anniversary, and it's been such a huge part of my life that it was made clear to, within the band and, to everyone else, hopefully out there, that, nothing's going on with the band, and we're around for another 10 years, that's the plan.
Yeah, and rumors are true. We've split up. We're just still making music.
Yeah, no, exactly. We split up and we still hang out, play shows, and release music. Exactly.
Is that what you want to spread, that you did split up?
Exactly. We're a band that's broken up who's just like still making music and still playing shows.
Yeah, exactly.
It was so weird. Like it was more like, here you guys are, and then we didn't get to see you for some time, and hearing all the different stories that you had split, or then you hadn't split, and then you were onto the solo for two of you. It's just like, how are you guys taking it all in of what was actually going on?
Well, I think all of those perspectives are coming from people who aren't in the band. So
Very true.
That's the difference, right? Is like we like to kind of, when we can, we take, and it's sort of a cycle for us. We kind of take a break and we like make the music that, we want to make and like make sure it's perfect before we, go out and release it. So it's like I've seen, the last year for us has been like so insanely busy between, getting this new album together and sort of finishing this like 10-year anniversary celebration we've done. And then, last year as well was like, I mean, we just released our 4th album last year, and then we took a couple months and then we started writing again. So we have been really busy. We just like kind of suck at social media and suck at showing other people what we're doing. But,
the only difference I feel like was that we had a slight amount of time because we didn't go on tour. So all the other time was writing music as a band, and there was like a sliver of extra time because we couldn't go on the road.
Yeah. And being working together still in the band, like you were just explaining. Luke, for you, what was the reason, mate, that you went on to solo? What did you want to just do something on your own just for as a once off, do we say?
It was just, like I said, like a creative sort of thing. There was a lot of time at home where the band, wasn't that much time. It was a couple months where the band wasn't making music. And it was a thing that I think after, it kind of ties into the 10 years as a band, like after we just sort of toured for 8 years straight, and to be in one place for that long after doing that was such a head trip for all of us. And for me, I just sort of started writing music, and it wasn't a band thing, and it wasn't in any, it was very much discussed in the band that it wasn't a malicious thing, and it was just a creative thing. And I was going to come back to the band, and not even come back because I didn't even leave. It was a very short stint of releasing it.
Left and came back.
Within 2 months.
Let's get rid of all those stories that you split, because obviously none of it is true at all.
So dirty, but your love so sweet. Talk so pretty, but your heart got.
Tell us about your music and writing. So what's inspiring you now 10 years later into the music scene? Because, I mean, 10 years, bloody hell, that's gone fast.
Dude, I know. It really has just like flown by, and also been, it feels like an absolute lifetime ago.
Yeah.
Kind of the amount of stuff that we've done in the last 10 years. But, I think more than ever, we're sort of just focused on, making some really, really great music that we have coming up. And we've got a really, really incredible album in the works. And, we're really, really looking forward to people hearing it, because, I know we keep saying it, but I really do think it's the best music that we've ever made. And I think that, fans of the band are really, really going to be happy. And for kind of at this point in our career, we really want to like take it into our own hands and make sure that we're doing what we love and what our fans love. And that's sort of really important to us now.
Yeah.
In the creating of the music, saying that the best music that you've done, what was it about this music compared to the older music that you created? Have you, I guess, learning? Is there different things that the fans were digging in the older music that you brought in more with the newer stuff? What is it that you have done different for you to say this is the best?
I think, the obvious answer is just learning and getting better as songwriters,
Yeah.
And obviously tastes change and evolve. And I think we have such a great grasp at this age, and with how many albums we have done, how many tours we have done, and, having a great understanding of our fan base and kind of what we want to do as a band. But a lot of it, I think the feeling of it really feeling so passionate and genuine is that for the most part, it's just the band writing and Michael's producing, and it's like the band's kind of just like, we've got to a point where we can do it all ourselves in-house, and it's just such a beautiful, freeing thing. I think it's just, there's less outside influence, and not that the outside influence is ever a negative in any way. It just, it's just this
different.
It's just different, and it just feels very, I don't know, just very us, obviously, because it's just us.
Yeah. And doing it yourself and Michael producing, do you feel like you own it more?
I mean, we do, in this next album, we really do. And I think that's what has made us really, really connect with this new stuff because it's so authentically us and it's so you know, and it sucks to just keep talking about music that we haven't released yet, but it really is like,
hey, share it if you want. We don't care.
yeah, I'm like, all right,
Yeah, play it now.
What's the next one? Oh, that's cool. Let's talk about this new track, 2011.
Get so jaded. Can we just go back to 2011?
It was written by you, Michael, and Callum as well. Producing it too, Michael. I mean, Luke, where were you, mate?
he was busy. He quit the band.
Yeah, no,
and then he came back.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so rumor is true.
No, it was really an amazing experience, and you know we worked with John Feldman on this, who did our first 2 albums, and you know I think this song specifically for us, we needed to make sure that it had to have that like old school 5 Sauce feel, but also felt like reminiscent of like the kind of 3rd and 4th record and what made that stuff cool, but then also felt like it was kind of pushing forwards as well. So we wanted it to be this kind of mix of everything and it feel like a throwback, but also like moving forward at the same time. So we're really, really proud of this one. And you know,
bloody nailed it.
Yeah. Bloody nailed it.
It's a
Look,
hard mix.
one job and you nailed it, all right?
Yeah. Assignment completed.
The storyline in it and looking at the lyric, and I want to ask about this because it's a fun, good 5 Sauce track. But the lyric, I'm like, oh, okay. So in the chorus, why do we complicate it? Why do we get so jaded? And then towards the end, why do we sabotage things? What's happened?
I mean, I just think the narrative of the song is like, as you have this tendency to like look back on things with this like super, you know, like rose-colored glasses way of the past, you know what I mean? And it's interesting because, you know, we were finding the concept of saying 2011, it's like, it's not really that long ago, but if you really think about it, like you were probably so different, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And what my favorite part of it about it is like, there's no other band that could release a song like this and for it to make sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
right.
It's like we connect with it and our fans definitely connect with it. And you know, some of our, you know, friggin' Australian fans who have been there since like, I mean, there may be some of them from 2011, you know? So I think for us, it's just a balance of like, you know, it's also more fun to, in a song, be able to play into the fact that like, you know, 2011 was maybe a better year. And, you know, I mean, as you get older, you get jaded and you kind of like, you grow up and you sort of, things get a little bit more serious. So why not look on the past fondly?
Yeah. Musically, is there anything that you would have changed now that you've been in the industry for 10 years? Is there anything you would have changed if you had known it back in 2011 when you were, I guess, not starting, but we started to hear about you?
I don't think so. I think it's very like, this is saying everyone says, I feel like, but hindsight is definitely 2020. Like, so looking back at things, you feel like, oh, I could have changed this, I could have changed that, and would have done this and that. But I feel like
have led you to.
it would have just been such a different experience. So you just can't change things. I guess.
And when we did our, someone's waving us to the window. I can't see who that is. Oh, good day, mate. It's Ashton.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, is it? Oh, bring him in.
Yeah, I think, you know, as we were recording our 10-year anniversary movie thing, whatever it is that we made, you know, we played "Gotta Get Out" again, which was the first song that we ever released that was it was like an original song as a band. And you know, I think it's like everything that we did had its purpose, and it kind of like, you know, we had to, you know, sometimes we had to go through, you know, the musical cycle that we did in order to get to, you know, where we are now. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So good, guys. Well, it's great to have another new track out for you guys. Touring next year as well, which is super cool. Be great to have you guys home. Many shows around the country, and we'll put those up at randomfooty.com.au. 5 Sauce, thanks so much for hanging.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you, Mikey.